Hello, everyone. Hi. Hey, everyone. We're going to start in 10 minutes. This is your 10-minute warning. So don't worry, you got plenty of time. Sorry, the bar's slow. 2 days ago, 40 of you had bought tickets. So, we were not totally prepared, I'm not going to lie. But I'm glad you made it. That's all that matters. Well done. So, my name is Elsa. I am the manager of Freight. If this is your first time here, welcome. Good job, you. Glad you made it here. I have a couple of announcements for tonight. So, number one, obviously, this should seem, redundant, but please silence your phones. This is just like any other sort of theater performance. Please have your phone silent, and please don't use flash if you're going to take any photography or film. It's awesome that you're trying to capture the moment, but these folks have worked really hard, so let's not interrupt their craft. Okay, I'm just going to give you a little bit of context about this play. Not about what's going to be in the play, but about what has happened to make this play happen. So this play was written a year and a half ago. It was supposed to be performed for its first time, this time 2020. So we've been waiting for this play for such a long time. It feels like forever, and it also feels like such a lovely return that we finally made it past COVID to a place where you all can be here and see it. Okay. So, for those of you who haven't read the newspaper article, this play has a cast that has locals in it, but it also has a cast from around the country. So this cast has been practicing on Zoom for months. Imagine practicing a play. I know you all heard about the choirs who tried to practice over Zoom. It wasn't going well. But the play has been practicing over Zoom for months, and they finally got together in person just 5 days ago. So they have been practicing this play as humans in the same space for only 5 days, and they are incredible. So I want you all to know how much it has taken them to get the play here to you in their place. Okay, here's another thing that I think is interesting. All of the ticket sales tonight are not going to Freight. They are not going to any of the actors. One of the actors' dogs, Zuko, developed kidney cancer last year, and Zuko has needed surgeries to manage that kidney cancer. So all of the ticket sales tonight are going to Zuko's surgeries. So, yeah. So really, you're donating some bucks to a dog, and they're going to give you a free play for your generosity. Yeah. Zuko is adorable and can't be here tonight because Zuko is recovering from surgery. Okay, last but not least, and I saved this for last because I just want you all to be a little buttered up because this is very exciting. When you practice a play on Zoom, you don't have any sets to move around. You don't have any, pauses for tension. You're just reading a play out loud. All right, when you read the play, it takes an hour. It's going to be longer than an hour. The runtime is going to be longer than an hour. It may be longer than 3 hours. Here's the thing. Surprise! This is more like process art. None of the actors expect you to stay for the entire time. You are here to donate money to Zuko. And if you really want to know what happens in the end, come back tomorrow and I'll tell you about it. Okay? The only thing that the actors ask, they're like, you can leave whenever you want. Thank you for showing up. We love Zuko. If you could please just wait until a set break, or an act break, or an intermission before you leave, that would really help their self-confidence. So please be generous with the cast and generous with yourselves. Go home when you want, and just be respectful about it. I just have to say a huge thank you from Freight. I've been able to watch them practice, and it's incredible. The last lines are really fantastic. Don't worry, I'll tell you about them tomorrow. But I feel like this is a true gift that they're giving to all of us, and I am personally just very grateful. This is the one and only showing of this, so you all get to see the debut and curtain call of Bitterbush in Leadville. So put that in your cap and take it home with you tonight, and thank you for coming.
I've been cooking up a blackbird stew. Better butter makes the difference. Lately, I've been reading Cadillac Desert about the water crisis in the West. We've got to get back to the essence of biodynamic farming. What I've really wanted lately is a dead deer to get to the side of the road.
Put Mom back on the phone. I finished the manuscript of my new book manuscript. It's called Embracing the Rainbow, Self-Help for Creatives.
I know, I read it. Surfing the Dream Wagon and Awakening the Scar.
What did you think?
I don't know if I trust the narrator.
We must radiate our own prisms.
Yes, and surf the wagon of the self. Yeah, I know. It's influencing what I'm doing here in art school. Making creatures out of foam and driftwood and yarn. Each has a self to actualize. A personality to behold.
River, when can we come visit you?
It's a long drive for you two.
Your dad wants me put back on the phone.
I've been fermenting apples out in a bucket behind the house. Out of the rock comes life. Tell me, when can we be able to visit you?
Oh, a couple of weeks. I mean, maybe. I'm awfully busy. Up to my neck in woolen pencil shavings, writing a monologue for each of my characters. If I'm given life, I must give language. You know that.
Oh, great. So it sounds like next week works then. I figure my cacti farming can let a few days left alone, and the cats should be able to tend after themselves as long as I leave them food mounted.
Rocky, have you been grinding the cacti into tea again?
Enough to see a coyote circling a jaguar on a bicycle, which turns out to be a metaphor for my childhood.
All right. Well, I guess I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Well, great. We'll see you next week. Make sure you wear your best vest.
I will.
Woo!
Bitterbush. My parents are whitewater raft guides in the Grand Canyon. They almost named me after Hermit Rapids, so I feel I got off easy. I have an older brother, Smash Bitterbush. Maybe you've heard of him. He was a big-time beach volleyball star toward the West Coast. It didn't end well, though. He has a habit now. But we're very close. I live in the desert outside of Las Vegas and go to art school. The last UFO I saw in the night sky had a ring of purple lights around it in the shape of a hot dog. It was beautiful. You can say I'm open to the stars as teachers.
I've got a package for you.
Oh, hello. You remind me of a pet bird I had as a child. It escaped once, and my cousin said it was never coming back, but a very kind man in short shorts showed up and he climbed a tree to the tallest limb. And there was my angel with folded wings. He returned him to me. He died a few days later, of course. Got caught in a fan. Your kneecaps brought it all back.
I'm a simple man. I like whiskey and the free range. You seem to have a good handle on the jug of life.
Well, how do you stand it, delivering all of the sad letters?
I deliver what needs to be said. The mail keeps me sharp-shinned as a hawk.
I had a dream about you.
Don't spook me.
Well, I couldn't tell you anyway. It's far too personal.
A mailman must never shake a box or force a dream.
Okay, fine, I'll tell you.
Insist?
Well, I was on a ship rocking back and forth in the Arctic Ocean, and I was in the captain's quarters trying to take control of the wheel because we were headed right for an iceberg. But I couldn't turn the wheel, and the lightning cracked, and the rain pelted, and there were sharks everywhere, and one of the sharks had your face, except it wasn't your face, it was your kneecaps, where your face should have been.
I better be going on the rest of my delivery route now.
My parents are coming on Tuesday.
I think I should meet them.
Oh, I don't think you know what you're asking.
River, I've been your mailman for a long time.
Yeah? Well, what would we eat?
I can bring yams and a brown sauce.
Well, do you even have time?
Well, after my route, I like to drive on gravel roads and have my dogs chase my truck, gets them good and tired. Then I go to my neighbor's house and we share a slice of brickleberry pie. After that, I'll have to launder my shorts, but I should be free after that.
Well, my parents are back and forth like water under the moon.
I never knew my parents.
Is that why you're trying to meet mine?
You could say I'm open to new pastures.
My parents are a ceremony of wind and surrender. They're a bear trap rusted shut. My breath and my pit. My likeness and my divide.
I think we'll get along just fine. Sure as my nerve.
My name is Smash Bitterbush. I used to be an Olympic volleyball player. Maybe again someday I'll return to the court, but my hands, they just shake too much. I volunteer at this office job, so I get 10 free therapy sessions a week. Some issues with Dr. Nightshade. He yanked me from a pit of trauma. He was a fan. He done one of my tournaments, actually. I've got a habit. I remember my glory days daily. Still got the sand burns on my elbows.
Excuse me, sir? Smash?
My parents are going to visit my sister next week. I visit River often. It's quite a long drive, but when it comes down to it, to imagine them with a burden on their hearts and a wish on their oil pan just showing up, she doesn't know what she's in store for. They think River needs them. River goes out into the desert alone. I've seen her skin a rattlesnake on Christmas. I was distracted by volleyball for so long, now I'm ready to be part of the family.
I'm ready to see Dr. Nation.
You'll have your turn. Did you realize he hasn't even had his avocado toast yet this morning and tended to his choppers? Oh, where was I? That last judge was a matchmaker when he put Dr. Nightshade and I together. Most people wouldn't even call it I have a habit. It's too creamy, too benign. I'm obsessed with milk. All kinds. Have you ever taken a bath in milk? I'm not proud of the depths I've sunk to. I can't fly a flag over my glory anymore.
At this point, I'm late for my...
You don't seem as excited as you should be to see Dr. Nightshade.
I am on the brink of excitement. I am ready to work on my issues.
Very well. Here are some forms for you to work on.
Thank you.
I've been lighting a lot of candles for the trouble lately. Oh, it seems like maybe I'm gonna step ahead of you in line. Get a little therapy myself.
Ah, Smash. Long time no see. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, it's like I can't trust myself around mammals that produce milk.
Sounds really difficult.
It is. It's very difficult when you see animals every day of your life that just inspire your milk cravings. Dolphins, armadillos, even guinea pigs are all triggers for me.
Sounds like you wouldn't be very comfortable in any petting zoo situations.
Certainly not, sir. Certainly not. I'm terrified.
You know, just where do you think the root of this issue comes from?
I think when it comes down to it, I just wanted to connect a little bit of that primordial amniotic instinct.
You know, whenever we're talking so deep like this, I want you to call me Brick. I've been your therapist for a long time. It'll make conversation flow much easier.
That'd be like seeing you without your smoking jacket. Wonderful, wonderful. Hi, I don't know if I could do that.
Well, you know, why don't you try it on? It might make things easier. Why don't I tell you one of my dreams? Maybe that'll help.
I wouldn't block the net.
Well, you see, I always wanted to sparkle in the wasteland, but the apocalypse that I dreamt up was surrounded by rusted out school buses and just a pile of stolen bikes, and the foundation of a house that was once shaped like a turtle shell. But what was I to do in the dream but start gathering stones and polishing them so I could receive patients? A woman appeared before me then, with a hawk silhouette on her shoulder. It was actually your sister, Smash. I reached out for her, but she went away in a poof of dust. It was just a bit of my past life I was trying to grasp. All of my patients, they filed before me one by one, but you were framed in a beautiful peach white.
I think you should really meet my parents.
You know, that might actually be really helpful. It would complete the final brush strokes on the oil painting of your site.
Well, they're coming into town next week. And I'm not gonna lie, my dad's making his famous blackbird stew. I think you'd like it.
Sounds lovely. I could bring a lemon spice cake. What should I wear, though?
Oh, you should bring your best vest.
cousin.
I thought you two were on the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah, we took a false trail. We're behind a liquor store in Reno. Compost is listening to Soil Breathe, so I'm afraid she's belly down at the moment.
Look, I'm on the verge of a sequin and fringe breakthrough right now. It's going to be the Dolly Parton of puppets, and it's really not a good time for visitors.
It's never a good time, but you make time for family!
I don't think you understand the deadlines I'm dealing with here. I have to have an entire birdmobile sketched and executed by next Friday for a chapel. You wouldn't want my work to suffer now, would you, Alpine?
I can't speak against the gods, but I know it's time to be together and that your cousins need you!
I'm getting a read on the soil, and I think we should be arriving in about 3 days.
Well, I know I can't fight you two off for long. I remember what happened last time.
The soil never forgets.
It's not our fault, River. When you're cornered, it's fight or fight. The animal within is released. Perfectly natural response. We're really sorry about the screeching in the claw.
My eyes are still bloodshot from the bear mace.
We had to test its effectiveness for potential skirmishes in nature, and nature is full of rifts. The soil holds the stories of all the great clashes and bashes. If you dig deep enough, you can find any detail from a specific location, eternally frozen in time, like a champagne popsicle.
Gaia be praised. Today's overcast is exactly what my third-degree sunburn needs. I see the bearing we need. I see the trail.
What if it's the wrong trail?
Well, sure, you might set out to go from point A to point B, but really, in the end, isn't point O what you really wanted, and you just had to get lost to find?
Organic matter. It's the pure essence by which we survive, responsible for almost every nutrient in our body, from the roots to the shoots to the fruits that we consume. We need organic matter. Using my web soil survey, I am guiding us based on clay content. Higher clay means more water, which will be our water source in dire situations. No matter what, we will avoid sand. We can't risk losing another member of this cohort to a sinkhole.
Those are real, and they're around here.
Well, although rare, and even more rare to occur here, we will take all precautions to avoid. If one of us is to be lost, it will be eternal damnation into a peat bog.
You two deserve each other. It's like when I knew I was creating my best work on the 8th puppet while creating the cast of characters for the reenactment of the first cholera outbreak. Lightning veritably emanated through my fingertips.
Oh, berries! Berries!
We lost Alpine Stinger.
I am the creator. The breath of life flows through my creatures. Stitch by stitch, the fabric of existence merges with the reality of now.
Soil is our composer. From soil, for soil, to the soil, we will return. Now I must get back to getting the dirty deets from my web soil survey. Turns out we may be in a bog, River.
Wait, Compost, did you just say you're stuck in a bog?
Well,
Where's Alpine?
the size of the bog isn't so clear. The only thing my soil map tells me is that I'm sitting in a rich mollisol with over 25% organic matter. I didn't need the web soil survey for such trivial information. Like the earth is playing one big joke on me. Alpine, where did you go? Now I need to get back to digging.
Berries. The berries are not edible. I'm gonna throw up. We can't find the trail! All it is just a series of false starts leading to an early, shallow latrine grave. Without the trail, life is shit!
We have a trail! It's based
from you. Know that I'm a cacti that knows the soil it likes. And I ain't ready to see people who are gonna judge me, who ain't gotten their hands dirty in years. I'm already wearing my best vest. Got my best sandals on and my best socks. What more does a guy need on the road? I was thinking of bringing at least 3 cacti button teeth. But other than that, total waste of space to bring things like spare underwear and socks.
We're going to the big city, Rocky, and we need to put on a good impression for River. You can't be seen drinking with the pigeons again or washing your socks in the city fountains. We have to put on a good face.
But what if I come across an edible plant? Am I supposed to just leave it there?
Think of our daughter's reputation.
No, you're right. Why'd you ever want to move to Las Vegas in the first place? Put a 7-hour drive between us like that.
I can relate to her zeal for the fast life. I had my romp around Tahoe.
That you did, sweetheart. Now tell me, should I bring the squirrel pelts or the coyote tail earrings?
Bring the rooster feather mask in case we need to do a ceremony.
Good call. Thank you. I was thinking of also bringing some sort of housewarming present. You know, I've got it. I made some lipstick out of pitch pine and wild raspberries.
Oh, she'll love it. Do you think she's still having the dreams?
Oh, it's her waking life that I'm more concerned about. You see, I'm concerned that our daughter could be taking a dark turn in Las Vegas, sinking into her puppet obsession.
Now, Rocky, not everyone went as far down the psychedelic rabbit hole as you did in your youth.
Rabbit hole? Wasn't more than a gopher hole. I would have climbed out of there eventually without you.
You needed me.
And I still do, my sweet Clover.
I'm glad we decided to tell her the big news in person.
Yeah, I think it'll go over better now with her brother Smash being there.
It affects the whole family, and the galaxy is our true mother. But we're part of the ecosystem too, and we need to keep that in mind.
Yes, motion forms life, atoms fire, comets invade the skies, whether we like it or not.
Should we practice telling each other the news?
That we're starting a spiritual retreat in our basement?
I am turning the backyard into my writing workshop utopia. Students will sit at my feet. Alpacas will graze. I am transplanting dozens of fruit trees. Minds will be transformed to my doctrines.
And the kids are lucky enough that they'll get to live in the earths as they build them. I think it's a good exercise in character. It creates a stronger bond to the earths and the retreat itself. You see, I'm a strong believer in working the human until their spirit breaks.
Absolutely. Together, we will form a ranch where we grow the human heart.
It feels so good to get that off our chests. I think first, though, you know what we should do? Let's clear out the kids' bedroom. We'll get to make a little room for the meditation sauna and the sound bath.
We need the kids to move home. There are 7 years to construct before we can really start gobbling up those corporate retreats and changing lives. Art school, milk rehab, this can all wait. They should be thankful we're taking them back into the nest.
It'll be a bonding experience with the kids. It'll be so good to have them home.
I'll be bringing my books to sell around Las Vegas. You never know who you might bump into in an elevator, or a stairwell, or at the movies. Anyone I meet, just a potential reader.
You know, last time I brought my cacti button tea to sell around Las Vegas, things got a little complicated.
Let's not have that happen again, for River's sake.
Never again, for River's sake.
So tell me, River, do you feel misunderstood? Like you don't know where to sit in the cafeteria?
Well, all the tables are empty, except for one in the corner where my family sits. They're eating flesh-colored crackers and smashes on milk again.
Huh. Where do you sit at this table?
I don't. I sit alone in a bathroom stall, surrounded by my puppets.
Sounds interesting. I don't think I quite know about your puppets, though. So how is it that you're so afraid of your family? What is it that scares you about them?
Well, let's see. Their likeness to me, the fact that they created me, their intrusive questions, their habit of overstaying, the way that they gawk at my apartment and collection of figure drawings, and it's the pickling vinegars and the salted radishes and the deluge of old stories that just comes pouring out.
Well, how does love fit into all that?
Well, they hold out the mirror, and my fears are dragged into the daylight one by one. I can't entirely resist the pull of affection and home and history. I've learned to love the partner dance of personalities, Dad's blackbird stew, of course our ongoing celebration of vests.
Well, see, I think it's good to focus on those positive memories when you're around the family. It'll really let the time go by smoothly.
Well, we give power to what we focus on, Dr. Nightshade. Where attention goes, energy flows.
Isn't that in one of your mother's books?
I can't escape her! She breathes through me! Her very thoughts are my hands!
Well, family is destiny.
What is wrong with this damn phone? Why isn't it ringing? Oh! I said behind it. She's no longer there.
You smash! Your mind is like a pack of wild dogs right now. Just give them a treat and they'll lay down.
There's a vending machine in the corner of this laundromat. Maybe I should hit it up.
When was the last time you ate something?
Oh, I think it was about 30 gallons ago.
Smash, you have to eat something, even if it's a bag of chips.
I don't want to mess up my game.
This is still just about volleyball to you? We're watching you waste away.
Oh, Lord. I don't know what to do with myself these days. Can you help me? I just ran into a quack voodoo road shop where I was told I might have a secret in my life. Can you tell me more?
Well, I always have a secret. I was just making a giraffe neck for one of my puppets out of grandmother's pantyhose and some twine. When I had this all-encompassing thought that the universe dreams through each of us, you know? Then I realized I was about 6 hours behind on this birdmobile, and I shouldn't even be dipping a toe into my African mammals collection. But I was becoming this giraffe. I mean, I could see the world from my vantage point in the sky.
I had this same exact realization about 20 udders in. I was down there drenching my overalls in milk, connected to the teat, literally. And that's when I realized Whitney Houston was right. There must be a higher love. I wish I could stay under that udder forever.
You are an addict, but I love you. I see milk destroying you. This isn't normal to be trespassing into farm country, the talk of the newspaper, blind on a milk spree. I'm worried about you.
Oh, I think that I might be able to make it to your house in about 5 hours if I can stay on the milk station, gas station jugs.
Well, you know, the Alpine Stinger and Compost are on their way as well, although Compost is using the soil as a map, of course.
Well, they're pretty slow, but you know they'll always show up when Dad's cooking his blackbird stew.
Do you remember when we were kids and they faced us off in a baseball game that lasted an entire week?
You kept changing from pitcher to umpire and adding innings.
Yes, those are the days that sparkle in my memory.
Oh, I think I could possibly fish up a carp if I could find a stream.
I'd rather have you than any fish.
Oh, I love you, sister. I'll see you soon.
Don't forget your vest. Love you.
Kisses.
Rocky, you've done it again. You lied on the ground with a live worm on your chest just to catch a blackbird for the stew. Excellent work, my love.
Thank you, dear. I've still got a little bit of lightning left in these veins. Just wait until you see me on the dance floor. I've been practicing my Trans-Siberian moves. The same ones I showed you on our honeymoon in Peru when we were on that ayahuasca trail.
I really hope this expedition to see River isn't the complete opposite of all that. She's built up so many walls. How will she awaken the scar? To convince her to move home, we might have to get in a big old fight.
Oh, I hate keeping this secret from her.
As long as this biodiesel engine doesn't catch on fire. You did get the oil from McDonald's, right? You did clean the grease trap.
Oh, yeah, she'll be just fine. Tell me, have you talked to Smash at all lately?
I can never get a hold of him. I can only call River.
You know, our boy Smash left me a voicemail last night, but I couldn't hear much except some mumbling, the crunching of leaves, and I thought I heard some mooing in the background.
Don't assume the worst. He's making progress with Dr. Brick Nightshade.
The real problem for the boy is he won't let go of his volleyball dreams. What if I demanded to be the same man I was back in my college days? Fixated on getting back to that same ideal. I think it's a fool's dream to turn back the clock on oneself.
Is that a man on the side of the road hitchhiking?
I believe that is. You know, he reminds me of my younger self. I think he might want to pull over.
Yes, let's introduce him to his inner creative warrior. Young man, do you need a ride?
I ain't out here trying to get a suntan. It's safe.
We're peaceful types. Tell you what, you can hitch a ride with us. You'll just have to move some books off the back seat and let our watermelons join.
Be careful. Those books are the portal to my oncoming fame. The wrecking ball that will heal this country. They'll be handed out on the sidewalks.
Tell me, stranger, what should we call you?
The name's Duke, Queen of the Road.
Nice to meet you, Duke. You smell like my daughter. Cigarettes and wine.
I'm headed to Las Vegas. Maybe get some acupuncture and catch a few shows. Say, what brings you all around these parts?
We're on a mystical journey to go visit our daughter in art school. That's why we're wearing our good vests.
Oh, I can see that. I like the print. Say, is that Cooper's Hawk?
The Cooper's Hawk is my spirit bird.
What's the nightlife like in Las Vegas?
Well, I do plan to be up in my gills in bad decisions, if that's what you're saying. Do you all know if the Lion King is playing still?
You know, I've made the conscious decision to stay adverse to pop culture. I feel that it bogs down the garden of one's own thoughts. But yes, I did see that those lions will be dancing on stage, and I heard Elton John is starring.
Rocky, you're supposed to be on a media fast. We shield our eyes from the rancid charcuterie plate of the news. We avoid radio dramas, textbooks, anything that interferes with self-actualization.
Sounds like Amish strip.
It's complete liberation. Just pick up one of those books if you want to know more. We're starting a meditation retreat.
And it's gonna be called the Self-Rescue Song. It's built on Thoreau and Emerson's principles of radical self-reliance, yet built out in a communal living setting. There will be sound baths, meditation gardens, ecstatic journaling, and moon rituals involving the livestock.
I'm reading your vibe, and I feel like you could really contribute to this kind of society. Tell me about your skills.
Well, I make the best moonshine you ever tried. I was born, bred, and set to blossom in the mountains of Appalachia. I do manicures, pedicures, clay rubs, and I can skin any animal alive.
You know, I like the sounds of that. Tell me, Duke, what's your favorite color for toenail polish?
Oh, sparkles all the way.
You'll have to fix me up. I'll ask you, Duke. You ever tried blackbird stew?
Well, my grandpappy used to make it for my pa when he came home from combat. Pa was a cobbler, and he liked to keep a clean foot. In the army, he said the worst part was the way the standard issue boots fit. He made a small fortune on the side, fixing up boots and brushing beards. I never seen a man so sane as when he had a heaping portion of that blackbird stew. He passed 3 years ago, but if I close my eyes, I feel like I can still draw his face.
I'm very tuned into the dead. I do workshops where we practice soul projection, listening for the voices of our ancestors.
Could you reconnect me with my father?
You don't get it, kid. It's not that easy. It could take years, many celestial orbits.
Well, I don't have a whole heck of a lot going on. I'll wait.
It sounds like you need a steak dinner of the heart. Is it really your father you're trying to find, or is it the self in the mirror?
Well, I ain't had a good meal in over a week.
I recommend working on the spirit first, risking sincerity and connecting with the inner artist.
Olive, what the boy really needs is a good meal. Tell me, Duke, would you like to try some of this blackbird stew?
My Hollywood juice diet ends today.
I'm not trying to be a thorn in your side, but I think you're definitely sitting on the book that's going to change your life. It's my first book about emotional blockages.
Well, this all reminds me of a dream I had. I was hitching from a long-haul driver to San Francisco when he fell asleep at the wheel, started careening off the road. I could see the pine trees swaying in the window, smell the failing brake fluid. Finally, he woke up and saved us, and we ended up in a field of rosemary. I knew at that time there was no stability except in my own mind.
Wow! Duke, it really takes a good man to stay on the road after a vision like that.
The mind is a greenhouse of possibility. My mission is to help humanity bridge the conflict between mind and body. And I'm going to do that through abstract watercolor painting. But I did bring my drum, in case that's your language.
Say, how long have we been driving?
15 minutes.
I don't usually make it this long in a family vehicle.
And why is that?
Well, I don't have the people skills it requires. I'm always shouting out places to stop, asking for pocket change, showing off my knife collection, reading my poetry aloud.
We love poetry. Care to share a few lines?
I'll share with you what I wrote this morning. To live is to digest the loss of everything. Flesh is the name I have given God.
Do you want to come to our daughter's house in Las Vegas?
Is she okay with a 4-tooth vagabond who hasn't showered since the Reagan administration, sleeping on her couch, petting her cat, maybe using her toothbrush?
Well, Duke, I think that depends. Would you happen to have a good vest in that backpack of yours?
Only a brick of hash and a tube of sunscreen.
I brought plenty of vests to choose from.
All right then, let's party.
Oh, there were at least a couple goats back in that field I didn't even get a taste of. Maybe I should go back in. That farm was laid out like a series of electric fences and barbed wire on the yard. It was crazy. By the time I had my fill of, obviously the lactose, I decided that I was going to get out of there, but I realized the goat had eaten my phone. I didn't even know if my Uber was going to show up. I don't think I ever should have gone in. Oh, Lord, please give me the strength to get more milk.
It sure does look like the soil brought us to our destination. It looks like ranch country.
I have been on the trail for a long time. I've seen mirages and burning bushes. There might be a ghost or a man over there.
Smash! It can't be you!
Greetings, my blood king!
You look like my old surfboard. Tried and tested. A true friend, one that I can recognize by the scars on your elbows and knees from the 1993 U.S. Volleyball Championships. I remember when we were co-captains of the junior high varsity team. You wanted to win, and I loved the game.
You're covered in milk. It's shining in the moonlight.
Don't judge a man just because he shows up shirtless, barefoot, ranting about his past in the woods. Give him some credit where credit is due. And put your own creamer in your own coffee. Let a man be free agent for God.
That's right. Let a man speak for himself. And I'll tell you, I struck gold. Spelled G-O-A-T. Oh, this wasn't nearly absorbent enough. I have to go back.
Well, which way is it, Smash? We can't. That's not on trail. We'll never make it to the festival.
I have at least 38 soil samples to collect. We agreed to it in our contract. I don't have time to go into unknown compositions. Who knows what kind of redox features are out there? The things that I would need to analyze. We don't have time.
I'm going to be pretty straightforward. I know what I'm doing. I have 24 udders left to sample.
We have to save them?
You can't stop a tidal wave from crashing. That's how some of our best sand is formed. We have a contract that took us 15 months to agree on. Do you remember how hard it was to find the trail?
Oh, I do. Then his fate lies with himself, and how deep of a sleeper that farmer is. I hope he hibernates like a grizzly.
Thank you all for being here. You all look lovely.
She's hiding in there.
I've rang the doorbell 23 times, and a sane person would have come down and given us sugar cookies and lemonade by now.
Once my nails are dry, I can climb up that tree, scooch out on the branch, and then reach out to the second window.
Well, we gotta get her out of there. We gotta put a coyote in her hen house. The festival must begin on schedule.
I'd love to be able to show you all how I almost made you search the way.
What are we gonna do?
This frightens me, Rocky. Rocky, stop this nonsense! The boy's gonna get hurt!
Oh, all right. No need for him to climb a tree. I've got my lock-picking kit right here. I might as well put it to work.
I almost had it. I really did.
Of course you did, honey. I just don't want to see you as a pile of meat lasagna.
I can hear those tumblers starting to sing. We're just about to get in there and make ourselves comfortable. You think I can take a bath?
This is trouble. I don't think we should be breaking into our own daughter's apartment.
Oh, but I've got it! Oh.
Wow. Is your daughter the Frida Kahlo of animal puppets? I love the elephant. Those colors are bringing me back to my youth in the roller rink. That was my first dance floor.
You know, sure is good to be out of that toxic city air. I think my lungs were turned into caramel out there. Between all the buses, the brake exhaust, the chemtrails of the overhead planes. I think it's lucky we got in here when we did.
I still don't feel comfortable with this.
Is it okay if I take a bath? The ground with the road and all. You know how it is.
This is civilized country, is it not? You should be allowed a bath.
Bath? Just make it hot, Duke. I'll be hopping in there right after you're done. I sure enjoy a hot second bath.
You got it, Rocky.
I think we should take this moment of downtime to read from my new book manuscript. Have a seat. Have a seat.
I suppose we could hear it again.
Don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is how did you get in here?
River, it's so good to see you, but you're not wearing your best vest.
That's because you're not supposed to be here for another 3 days.
Were you on a date?
No, I was wandering the desert, listening for stars, befriending toads and jackrabbits, negotiating the breeze. I was looking for inspiration for my birdmobile, but I should never tell you any of this. You should be here.
Are you upset?
It's typical. It's routine to be interrupted by familial connections looking to form bonds and facilitate closeness. The scourge of my productivity. I want to be in a continual mode of creation. Don't you understand? I am the voice of puppet theater for my generation.
River, we're just concerned. It sounds like you're sinking into an obsession with your puppets. Like you don't even have time for your family anymore.
We're just happy to see you.
Oh, well, I can't stay mad at you two for long. You always grow on me.
But River, you've still got the juniper glow in your eyes from the desert. You have nature's blessing on you. See, I interpret the world through my cacti farming, and you have found your puppets. I'm glad that we've all found our own flute to play.
It's about eliminating our barriers to love. Ask not for love, but what is keeping you from love? Attachment is destiny.
And you're quoting from your books again. I need a shower.
Actually, the bathroom is a little bit occupied at the moment.
What? Who else is here?
Oh, Duke, our new friend. We met him on the way over.
How exactly did you meet this person? Why are they in my bathroom?
We met him on the side of the road. He wanted to help awaken his inner warrior, and he said he could give us a little bit of gas money.
No! I am not playing host to your followers anymore.
Bathroom's all yours. But you're out of shampoo and conditioner now.
River, don't worry. He's a huge fan of your work.
Are we lifted to our highest vibration right now? Your friends help us cultivate the garden of self.
I am ice that's about to boil. This is the Bitterbush curse. To want love, yet be destroyed by it. And you're asking for more than love. You're asking for superhuman tolerance and hazy-eyed devotion. Smash loves volleyball. Look where that got him.
River, volleyball got your brother to the 1996 Olympics.
Oh, this again. This is my puppet sanctuary. And now the surfaces are sticky with stew. Mom's books are strewn everywhere, and my bathtub is clogged with the backwater of the road.
You know, I'm just happy we're all here.
Me too. I've never had a family like this.
If you're going to be staying, and I can tell that's already spun out of my control, the futon folds out. And I just decided to start a whole new line of desert rodent puppets tomorrow, and I'm putting you all to work papier-mâché.
That should be fine. I'll heat up the blackbird stew. River, if you'll go get your best.
We are all trees made of other trees. My retreat into a world of beautiful puppets has been interrupted, and I'm awakening in the shared genetic material sunlight. I must put my best to work.
Thanks, Shane. I would like some of that soda too. Well, you know what? That's too bad, because I'm the driver here, and I need to be hydrated to complete my task. I must find him. I will be his spiritual medic, rushing to his side in his hour of need. How many of those pills have you had? Enough to keep me on the road. Don't ask questions. Sirens? Son of a rattlesnake. You know, between me and you, I've been kind of in the passing lane for the past 4 hours. I kind of have a heavy foot sometimes, and I just really don't like to use blinkers, okay? Those are sirens. We're getting pulled over. You know, maybe I can lose and drop it into gear, lose them at the next exit, cut off into the brush. Are you kidding me? This is a Geo Metro. It has the engine of a lawnmower. I can outrun the car. Oh, God. It's losing stamina. Do you smell smoke? I think we're breaking down. I'm having a psychic vision, and I don't see myself flourishing in the slammer. I can't go to jail again.
Watch out, meow.
I probably shouldn't talk to this guy, should I? Avoidance bears bitter fruit. Hell, I'm trapped like a church mouse. Take it. Well, good evening, officer. My name is Dr. Brick Nightshade. I'm a clinical psychologist on the hunt for one of my patients who's escaped my care. He's on a bender, he's on a rampage. I have no idea where he is. Honestly, it's just as urgent as having a pregnant woman in the car.
I don't have time for dairy time stories. It's license, registration.
And what are these scraps of paper to a servant of humanity?
Dr. Nightshade, was it? I'm gonna need to see some identification.
Well,
Doctor.
you know, I've got right here, I've got my Elks Club ID, my library card, and I think I have $6 if you're willing to accept a bribe. Sir, please excuse us two spiritual vagabonds. We're just trying to cruise the highway of life, man. This is all distracting me from my hunt for Smash, my floundering patient, who's out there committing unknown, heinous crimes. Officer, you know what? We should team up. We should find him together.
We're not teaming up. Let's talk about your speeding, then we're gonna go find this milk suspect. I clocked you at 100 miles an hour, and you ain't stopping. I have to chase you down. Now, you're hood smoking, for your own safety, both of you, get out of the car.
Sir, I'm not a bargaining man. I pay my taxes and the price on the tag. If you want to send me to modern Alcatraz or be in the company of this man, then I'll rightfully do so. But I look forward to meatloaf making the pen. But if you're a reasonable man, you will set me free so I can continue my spiritual practices at bargain prices.
I did not ask you a question. Step out of the car.
I know my charm falls hollow to the ear. I'll kindly be getting out of the car now. This is what I get for trying to be a Band-Aid on humanity's grief, for rushing to repair a young man's tattered soul, for being a world-class healer and respected lecturer. I was about to step into my limelight, but instead, I guess, I'll step out of the car.
Do you jackasses have any weapons?
Just my tarot deck and a big old bag of crystals.
Crystal meth.
Vibrational healing crystals! I use them for my tarot readings. Would you like one?
Look, don't make yourself a back up. It's really not other people here. They'll have way worse off for you than me.
Officer, back up aside, do you actually know anything about cars? I think the Geo Metro is about to explode.
You know what? My dad was an elevator mechanic. Pop the hood. Let's take a look.
Okay, well, before we get going, there's a whole host of repairs I meant to make, so don't judge too harshly.
Listen, guys, you're having cold. You need an oil change. How far are you going in this vehicle?
Well, you know, we only lack about 4 hours till we hit Vegas. We're on a mission to fix the world, to shine the windows so humanity can see farther, and vacuum out its dark, dusty corners.
Vegas. Vegas. No, I can follow you there. Make sure you get there all right. I'm off my shift.
Would you like to come to the Festival of Vest?
You know-
There'll be a group trust fall and healing rituals.
Actually, I already got my vest, my bulletproof vest. Maybe I'll put a little flare on there. So
That sounds like a great idea. A festival, yes. Smash will be there. I wonder what kind of milk is going to be staining his vest this time.
Let's combine our psychic energies and travel to the promised land.
You guys are all right. Yeah.
That's it. Officer, thank you very much. Just follow me and flip on the lights and sirens if I start to fall asleep and swear.
I've got your back, Doc.
Don't worry, I'll lose this guy in about 2 miles.
River, are those paper towels? I think what you need is a good rag.
River, I don't see your meditation bench. Do you use that very often?
Also, River, when I was cutting up the blackbird earlier, I couldn't find a sharp knife in the kitchen. So I had to use several.
The puppet with the emerald eyes and the flowing veil. It looks exactly like me. Could I have been an inspiration?
Enough! The dreams! They stir inside of me, fluttering like sparrows. And all you can care about is whether my creations bear a likeness to you. My flesh, my insanity. I like paper towels. I think they dry my hands effectively, and they have a bursting stripe decoration.
I've got a package for you.
My parents are here.
I thought you were going to invite me.
They came 3 days early with a hitchhiker who's on his 3rd bath.
Well, hello. My name's Rocky, but you can call me Mr. Bitterbush.
I'm Olive. Wow, River. Break me off a piece of that.
Well, he's got mountains for thighs. I can tell this mailman works his route religiously. I respect that. But say, does anyone else feel a ringing in their toes or a tingling in their spine? No? Nobody? I think I should probably sit down for a little.
Rocky, we agreed. No personal time on vacation. Family and farm first.
No personal time. No wonder you two are insane and fit for each other in the asylum.
You know, sometimes I sure do feel like a smothered campfire.
And I'm just a cool glass of water at the end of that nightmare, Rocky.
Right you are, dear. Clear as a mountain spring. But treacherous, like a bird of prey. I'm scared to approach, mostly out of respect, but with a healthy dose of fear.
Oh, do you see all of these confused
holds you folks together. But where's this Olympian brother I keep on hearing so much about? I've got a disposable camera and I want to take a family picture. And I get the whole family together. And afterwards, I'm going to take a picture of some of these puppets of rivers. Goddamn miracles.
You know, this tea is making me face the blackbird soul.
Give me some of that tea. Okay. Not so fast, River. You know your father has quite the tolerance.
I can tell every one of you, this tea is delicious. It's like an elevator where you never reach the top floor.
Sounds like a delivery I don't want to miss.
You know, I always carry my ceremonial ram's horn for sharing the liquid rainbow. I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to leave it in the center room. And y'all can decide what to do with it. Make sure you listen not with your ears, but with your inner spirit. Hey! That was meant for you two to split!
I'm ready to step into the elevator and listen with my spirit!
You know, I want my doctrines to be known and remembered by those who will listen and appreciate it. But when I hear these kind of words coming from my own kin, I question myself. Who am I to be the potter, to treat humanity as clay? And now Rivers drank a whole quart of cacti tea and the cosmos is about to get personal. See, I'm down with strangers who I sell my cacti tea to. But when I'm worried my own daughter may be getting lost in the ethereal plains, I'm not sure that's what I want my legacy to be remembered as.
I sure would like to taste a piece of that. Could I get a ram's horn, Rocky?
A whole ram's horn? Sounds like your soul might come out a little cleaner.
Oh, that tastes like horse shit and rainbow.
I have a feeling this is going to turn into a wonderful night of self-actualization and empowerment. I'm going to get my notebook to jot down any notes.
River. River, it just seems like this tea is hitting everyone pretty hard. How you doing on that couch?
The tea has me now. I must bend to its current.
Now that's the spirit.
Wow. You all have quite the look about you. Don't let me interrupt.
Oh, I think I need another bath. I'm tripping my balls off. I've been picked up by people like this since Hunter S. Thompson in '72. I need to get my soak on.
Oh, I'm having a vision. A bright yellow iguana lies in a dry creek bed. It's almost the same color as the earth around it, but it's betrayed by its roving black eyes. Its tail whips back and forth. Its tongue lashes for a fly. It's been a drought year, but the iguana knows the only way to survive is to love the thirst. The only way to survive making art in a hostile world is to love the thirst.
I brought some yams and a brown sauce.
You know, Mr. Mailman, I absolutely love the glaze of possum in brown sauce. That is, when I can't wrestle up a badger.
No! Nobody listens to me in this family. Not even when I'm Moses coming down from Sinai with
Let me unfurl my personal truth. If my life's work isn't the jewelry of conversation, then I don't know what shines.
I've been writing down every word that you've said. And I actually have the title of my next book, The Thirsty Artist. I'll thank you in the acknowledgement.
My family is a team of miners digging for the coals of intimacy, looking for anything they can stick into their pockets.
You know, I really think that this tea is hitting everyone pretty hard. I think we should form a trust circle. And I brought some letters we can burn in the center.
You're supposed to deliver the mail, not destroy it.
These are cease and desist letters sent to me by the local Humane Society. I took it upon myself to become a freelance dog walker. I've been letting myself into people's backyards and taking their dogs out. I'm trying to challenge the cultural stigma of dogs hating mailmen. My services have not been appreciated.
I'm going to build a throne large enough for all of my puppets to sit on.
Let's get back to the topic of nurturing our creative spirits. I think we should definitely form that circle of trust.
I'm not afraid to hold anyone's hand here, except for the stinky tub guy, who, despite many baths, still smells like vinegar and bus exhaust.
Well, then let's join hands and tune back to the ticking of our hearts.
I think this is in place. With the milk state of mind and all, I'm not really sure, but I think I can see puppets through the crack in that door.
The soil led us here.
Now I feel restless not seeking the trail with my boots.
You miss family, don't you?
I was going to say that I pledge my allegiance to the open trail, to grabbing a fresh acorn energy ball and smells of peat moss and views of purple mountains. But damn it, I miss family. River was always someone I could look up to. And Rocky and Olive, they scared me. But mean well. It's a sweet harmony. I can't find my best vest.
Should we knock or start caroling?
My milk levels are crashing. We're going in. I gotta get to that bridge. Oh, Lord. Hi. I hope it's Horizon Organic.
Let us sink into this joyful moment of self-discovery. Our heads are pencils, and we draw on the sky.
I need to take some soil samples.
Where were we on the deep breathing and the archaeological dig of the South? Am I ready to abandon the pines and the cliffs, nature's bear hug, on my own march towards Everest? I've been on the trail for 6 years, non-stop hiking, no friends, no family, no vacation, no paid time off. I said someone is just hiking opposite directions. It's like lasagna, and I'm just getting the top layer. Don't get me wrong, I love the top layer. But I'm looking for something deeper.
I've been on that interstate, friend. Hopping into semis, crouching in the back of a chicken truck in Mexico, getting kicked out of family Buicks in the Rust Belt states. I've lost track of everyone I've ever known, never sent a postcard. But this family has taken me in. Welcome, cousin.
Oh, let the festival begin.
Not so fast, Rocky. We haven't completed our cleansing ritual. We may be living as shadows if we do not encounter the flow of light and dark within.
Well, does anyone else's face feel kind of funny? I think we should nail blankets over all the mirrors in the house.
I agree about the mirrors. I think one of my puppets has winked at me.
I can't believe I'm seeing you all melt down again. Thank God I avoided the ram's horn. You know, I do confess though, I did open a letter once. Judging by the looping cursive, it was a grandmother in Florida. She was sending a letter to her senator to let her service dog into the voting booth with her. Her dear poodle wasn't going to raise any hell in the days she exercised her free American vote to right. Right to vote? Same difference. Well, I'll tell you what. I wanted to take that letter out and keep it in my mail pouch forever. But I had to take it back up and send it on its way. That was the day I realized a mailman must traffic in secrets, or he is nothing.
The soil led us here. The soil told me to trust the land. It's a region that has been combed by the macro forces of rain and erosion. A lot like this family. Merged together by blood, extending in separate direction, but seeds of the same root.
Where's Smash? Is that milk I see leaking under the kitchen door? I need to go check up on him.
Oh no.
Rocky?
This won't be good. I'll come with you.
My brother is with us, but he lives on an imaginary farm, out to pasture drenched in cow milk. We all know better than to go on trusting him, and he just continues on with his guzzling campaign. Man, this is really killing my trip, knowing that my kitchen is stained floor to ceiling in milk. I wouldn't even have milk for oatmeal in the morning. What am I supposed to feed these people?
You know, there's always yams and a brown sauce, especially in the dawn hour with maple syrup. I like to feast at a fine table before I go on my mail routes.
I'll never confess to finishing the blackbird stew.
Are you straight up drama, or is Rocky gonna have to go to the public park and catch another blackbird? I've been craving the salty sledge! The soupy vision got me through countless switchbacks out on the open trail. I will kill the man who finishes last drop of blackbird stew!
I'll mix up some soil and water in a cup. It will hold you over. The soil is rich in nutrients that we need.
I'll take a cup of that soil. Anything to cool off this trip. I've been seeing faces looking like tie-dye all day. It's bringing me back to my young escapes in the mountains of Appalachia. Searching the creeks for crawdads, And whatnot.
We brought you to this apartment! The family and the folk can't handle it! It's the future body of a puppet! Lunatics! I'm plagued by visitors, and yet my art will not be suppressed. I'm going to create an opera set in medieval times, featuring a volatile love story between a dancer and a busboy, all played by puppets!
We're having an intervention!
This milk rampage has gone on long enough. We are not going to enable you any longer.
Smash. I never thought I could care about anything more than puppets. But last spring, when you almost overdosed, you were frothing at the nostrils. It was disgusting. And I realized I could lose you. It all became clear. I know that the loss of the '96 Olympics isn't something you can ever fully recover from, but you can take steps to move forward. Some of your teammates have gone on to run startups and pose on cereal boxes. You could have a future in shoe endorsements. You could have a life against it.
I barely know you, but if you're a part of this family, you're worth the cloth you're cut from. I don't know your whole story, and God bless I don't need to. But if you want to get back to your glory days of volleyball, you got to quit the milk, brother.
Out on the trail, tree sap is a great alternative beverage.
We can get through this. We can live a life rooted in the ground, independent of dairy products. You could be loyal to the soil.
Smash! It's time to release your grip on the udders and step into the wildflower field of vulnerability. And yes, I will step there with you.
Oh, I guess I just never knew any of you cared so much. Oh, when it comes down to it, I just feel the love here. I think I'm almost ready to let go, but when it comes down to it, milk, I think, is what gave me the edge in the '96 Olympic trials. Oh, I hang my head when I tell you that, but I think milk is as interwoven in my body as my veins and capillaries. And now you're asking me to chop it off!
Smash! It's just that we want to see you thrive. I mean, look at it. Who knows what you've been up to? You've clearly been up all night. You're covered in grass stains. The milk crisp is ruining your clothes. That's not the boy we once knew, the Smash that we once loved. Where's the Smash that on his first day in kindergarten decided to wear a Batman cape? The Smash who would wake up at 6 a.m. to throw a volleyball off the back of the yard for hours. The Smash who insisted he paint the walls of his bedroom red, white, and blue. The boy who used to send love letters via paper airplane to the girl next door. That's the boy we miss. That's the Smash we want back.
Look, you're my older brother, and I want to look up to you, but I can't keep bailing you out of jail after every trespass into farm country. Cleaning up the empty jugs in my apartment can't keep being your confessional chamber after every bender.
This is ripping the family apart because we never know what state you're going to be at our wonderful festivals. You're a sailor who's trying to jump overboard, and that's exactly what is happening here. A leap into dairy delusion.
I spent so much time talking about milk therapy in my sessions that I just didn't even realize I've been chin deep in a milk grave.
Are you ready to let go of milk and the ways it's destroyed your life?
No one can make this decision but you, Smash.
I'm ready to let go. I think I'm going to embrace orange juice instead.
I'm happy for you, brother.
Let's have some trail mix and orange juice.
Smash! I finally found you! After driving across a godforsaken desert and wading through bogs and farms everywhere, you're back in my gaze, but there's something different about you. It's in your eyes and the way you're just standing there without a gallon of milk in your hand.
Turns out I got sober, Doc. AA worked for me.
No. Without my psychological guidance and services, I was supposed to be the star in this last chapter.
I'm sorry you didn't get what you wanted for the book, Doctor, but I tell you, I really feel cured. I'm turning to Kool-Aid and orange juice. It's a new path.
New path, old patterns. I see you breaking into Kool-Aid factories across the eastern seaboard. I see pink dust floating down from your chin. I see you needing me.
Kool-Aid is the new path, and let's be realistic. Kool-Aid is not worth nearly the effort that my milk heists were worth. Don't compare them! Embrace my next shot at the cream back.
You know, I see potential new patients in this room. I've actually never psychoanalyzed a mailman before. Could be fun.
Well, to be honest, I always keep a couple waiters on me. So we'll get you set up with the paperwork and get you in.
Now the positive vibrations are flowing like strawberry punch. I was promised a festival, and that is what I intend to get.
You're the quack psychic who took my money! Good to see you. Dressed in this wonderful vest. Shows you in a new light. Get over here.
I cannot be blamed for the props of the deck.
I'm always down to turn down for what? Let's rust out those party favors.
My brother. Athlete, jailbird, voluntary psychiatric case study, sleep-deprived wild card, lover of small animals and fest of the year. I've never been prouder of you. Not even when you threw your sweat towel at that awful Russian referee at the 94 U.S. Volleyball Open. I know you'll find the right path.
So the true trail is always just a few wrong turns away.
Sometimes soda. But I think I like orange juice best.
My apartment can't handle this energy. The explosion of vest. I'm worried about the puppets.
I'd like to lead us on a vision stroll through the forest, where we cast our lots and dream the future.
Rocky, I think you've had one too many ram's horns to really lead us to spiritual discoveries.
I would hop on that hike. I've been burning for a smear of wilderness. My legs need some pine sap salt. My head hasn't felt right since I stopped hiking.
You know, it sounds like you need data treatment, son.
Dr. Nightshade, if you lead the way to the trail, I will follow.
Tell you what, everybody needs to get out of this apartment. We have to return to the sagebrush.
I could deliver some letters on my way. There have been some that have burned a hole in my pouch. After my route, I like to search for shortcuts and pet dogs, occasionally needing antibiotics from getting bit.
We're going to need some calories for this hiking expedition. I'll roll up some crisp, delicious lettuce wraps.
What's in the lettuce wraps?
Crisp, delicious lettuce in an infinity roll.
It sounds better than the poisonous berries Alpine Stinger has been feeding me.
This Kool-Aid is causing hydration to rush through my veins. Love that red jug.
I've seen you on the milk. Now I get to see you during your sugar highs. It'll be just like old times.
I won't lie, sir. I'm cured. I've told you once, I'll tell you twice.
My life's work, the ultimate case study on milk addiction. It's like a burning building collapsing on top of me. You are ungrateful for the services that I provided.
Well, I continue to be a loyal patient.
It sounds like you're seeking new clientele, but you're also hung up on past clientele.
Yeah, I thought I was going to be your big new project. The psychoanalytic frontier of mailmen.
Realistically, you have a new outcast. Let it go.
I see my creation growing legs to run from.
I'm just happy to be here. Where'd that greasy hitchhiker go? Anyone seen him?
I was just using one of River's bath bombs when I overheard about the afternoon hike, and I knew how to get out of the tub and couldn't miss this. Let's all put on our best and go tear up the nightlife in Vegas.
Sweet and soft summer rain. You know I read it in the cards.
Are you wearing my bathrobe? This is the crisis of company. I need an audience for my puppet theater productions, but my family is just a tangle of entitlement and dried stew on the countertops. I melt under the crust of suffocating conversation and vacationing bodies.
You know, River, at least you have a family that comes to visit you. I lost mine to the icy tirade of the sea.
Oh, that was in 96 too?
It wasn't in
I
96.
guess there were worse things that happened than my loss in the Olympics. I lost my teammates' trust in that gold medal, but there were worse things. I'm going to write down these juicy realizations.
These juicy realizations spell the end of my work. What am I to do?
I thought we were going hiking, not discussing various personal tragedies.
Well, then I'll lead a charge to the woods.
My family is a Ferris wheel full of bears, great heights, and the swipe of claws. I was raised in the cradle of chaos, but with a puppet on my arm as my shield, I will learn to survive connection. I'll learn what I'm knit together from and turn the matters of my heart over to the evergreens.
just can't keep going at this pace. This hike is killing me. It's making me smell like brandy. You know what? I'm just gonna say fuck it. Leave me behind here. There's no more work for me to do anyways with my life's work done.
We owe our bodies to the earth. Let him give his nitrogen back to the soil.
You know what? I'm just gonna prepare to lie down right about here. Let the ants and the buzzards get to work on me. Take little morsels of me for their sustenance. You know, there's just nothing left for me to do here. Just leave my tie as a marker for my grave.
Dr. Nightshade,
What?
did Woodstock end because of its first fatality? Well, for the rest of us, the festival must go on!
Time is but a vehicle to return us to the soil.
What if we join the chorus of self-empowerment rather than being haunted by our failing past?
Time to find a glimpse of the heavens and taste edible berries by dawn. We've got to get back on the trail. I think there's an overlook around the corner.
Let the medicine deck speak to us and decide our next move. Duke, pick a card.
Contrary Black Panther, unbelievable.
You might be seeing situations as all good or bad, with no middle ground. Snuggle into that Midnight Panther's dark fur. Be free of mental expectations. Let go of the fear of being alone. If you are out of balance, your shadow may be casting demons. Enter that stillness.
Yes. It's time for our children to let go of being alone.
We have a secret to share.
I knew it! This crazy pineapple man predicted it in his roadside food shop.
We are starting a meditation retreat. The backyard will be my writing workshop utopia, complete with alpacas, astral projections, and fountains to rinse off your soul. We'll live off citrus trees that we plant, and we'll butcher hogs for delicious hog steak.
We'll need our kids River and Smash to move back home and help build the yurts for retreat housing. Point your souls to the North Star and climb aboard the nest. You'll get to live in the yurts as you build them. It'll be a spiritual bonding experience that'll keep you sharp as a machete. Plus, there's really not any more room left in the house, as your mother won't give up her 2 writing rooms.
You want to take away the puppet kingdom I've created?
I'm gonna need another gallon of orange juice.
Okay, art school, milk rehab, that can all wait. Your family needs you!
Together, we'll build a place where everyone knows your aura.
This sounds like somewhere I could be lost. I'll build those yurts.
We actually need Bitterbush blood behind those hammers.
Why would I have to live in the yurts? What happened to my room?
We needed somewhere to store the alpaca feed and the sequin robes. But we think you'll be nourished by the connection to the outdoors in the construction site yurt. We'll have a ribbon cutting ceremony where we burn symbolic objects of our past life.
Do you remember when I lost that first tooth at 12? It defied the experts. They said because of all the milk, I would never lose my baby teeth. I polished that one tooth until it shone like a gemstone. And that night, I put it under my pillow and patiently waited. And who came in to my bedroom with a flashlight, skulking like a parent? It was you, River. You never told my dreams to die.
I am burning the family scrapbook. This is the final interruption. I thought I could learn to put up with
to cuddle your puppet for warmth during the winter storm, or held hands with a stitched palm, drilled your gaze into a fabric soul. Your creations can't save you. Look my cigar, Mike.
Oh, watch us thrive, Brick!
The trail, I see it. It's turning. It's turning, sir. Twigs fly as the earth opens to scatter us all apart. The Bitterbush family is falling apart.
I don't know about you, but I'm glad to be out of that city Wi-Fi. I think my organs were roasting.
It's time to escape the confines of society and feel the eight-sided hug of the yurt.
It's our great starter for overnight trips. I do think I could see myself as part of this spiritual circus.
I do know a trail crew that's living under an overpass that would love to be a part of this. And there's the big too.
Yeah, I'll regroup my mail.
I'll set up a fortune-telling van, a place for the cards express their...
I'm not going to be around to watch Rome burn!
It's almost impossible to find the right soil composition for this type of society. Maybe millions of years ago, sure. But with the sulfur levels what they are now, the tillage that exists now, I can barely carbon date anymore. All of my readings are ruined by contamination. I don't know why I bother, but maybe I need to teach this family the ways of the soil. Would you let me experiment my cutting-edge compost techniques?
I think that's exactly what our retreat needs. We'll be sharing one composting toilet. I think it'll bring us all closer together. But as the retreat's vision hosts, Olive and I cannot be seen cleaning the bathrooms. We'll leave that up to the gypsy construction crew.
Our garden will overflow with magnificent fertilizer. Flower and fruit will rise.
Actually, human waste is not sanitary nor legal to apply directly to crops. You'd have to spend several $1 million processing on these types of facilities to harness power. But that's the sort of thing I have been trying to jerry-rig for years.
I remember when we were just kids playing baseball and you hit that ball so far out and used a puppet to round first base. The cicadas were singing their tune, the sunset was like a warm embrace, and you flapped that ball out to the bleachers. It hit Grandma right on the purse, the favorite leather purple purse. And by God, it was a foul ball, but you were a blaze of fire. And that's when I knew you would always find your way back to home plate.
But I want to be loved, not needed. I want to be seen, not evaluated. I want to be known, not engulfed.
River, I remember when I first walked into your apartment this afternoon. I had the second vision being birthed from a snake puppet. I wiggled through that cavity, and I emerged with an enhanced clairvoyant vision to detect the future. I can see us all living in the abundant splendor of the Earth Village, feeding off the energy of the stars and the fat pockets of tourists.
From ashes to animated mud, the human life is an opportunity to form community, to circle the wagons of shared artistic goals, to dwell in the fusion of love. We can all escape the cave together. We can have nightly puppet performances, interpreting our quest for psychic liberation.
Look, I want to be a part of this family, but from a distance. Does Jupiter touch its moons? No, but they know each other. I'm going to build a glass house a few healthy counties away from this yurt retreat, and we can still communicate through letters and photographs and smoke signals, you know.
Several counties away? River, I know you crave your independence, but who will help us build birdhouses? Who will help us build the marble monuments to Leonard Cohen? Who will climb the ladder to play the flute from the top ring to our customers? And who will staff the local kiosk at the mall to hand out informative brochures?
Sometimes I feel like Rocky and Olive are pulling my strings too hard.
These strings are your connection to existence. Before you taught fabric to talk, you were forged in my womb. You were a poppy seed of potential, an unsung hint. I grew you from the speck.
Are you seriously? I drew you! I drew you! I drew you from the primordial sea! Yes! You will have a chance!
I'm just happy to be here.
Y'all, we're spending so much time planning this meditation retreat, the festival is fading away before our very eyes. We gotta keep riding this trip and play with the festival.
Below our feet, rooted in the soil as much as it is above our heads. We don't need to create new societies. We need to salvage the one that we have by switching to biodegradable materials. I have an idea about using radioactive compost to dissolve plastics. It will be absolutely groundbreaking. I may need yurts for explosive shielding.
Guys! The deck is telling us to return to party wavelengths.
Is it beginning to rain?
My family is a battlefield with no survivors. A glass of rum without a chaser. The arched wings of a lost pelican? Damn, that's
Will your puppets be there to lay flowers on your grave, though? Will they shoo away the ravens and crows that peck at your corpse? What is life without family, that inextricable organ pumping the essence of life through our very existence? How can you create without examining where you're from?
It's definitely beginning to rain.
River, what could you see from your glass house that you cannot see in the faces of your own kin?
If this were a pool party, River's separation would be the scream before the cannonball.
The earth is quenched. Let the floodgates rain down until the dialogue of this family is nothing but soil.
I'll never leave you or the trail.
I love you, and I love my puppets. If y'all were really willing to put in some gusto into this puppet theater stage, not make some ragtag redneck nonsense, I may be willing to consider an artist's residence at this yurt village, but with one more condition. Rocky lays off the cacti tea. I can't bear to watch you go off the rails again, bringing your followers with you to the deep end. And if Smash can kick milk, then this is reasonable. I will be your daughter. But so help me, I'm putting up a picket fence in this relationship and around my glass house.
Oh, I suppose an old man could set down the ram's horn. Let go of the teeth, but I'll need to wean off of it. But River, I'll do it for you.
I'll be there on my puppet's terms. They accept.
There are more colors now than 40 years ago. Let us see clarity and unity. The vision is coming into perspective.
For the unified front, exploring what it means to exist together.
Disco dance party.
Ladies and gentlemen, point your souls to the North Star and climb aboard the nest. In just a few moments, we are going to get it going.